Get ready for cargo shots from the Strat Times, presented by HACTL. Here's a weekly roundup of the latest air freight and logistics news.
Cargojet's revenue hit $1 billion in 2024. What is Boeing's plan for the 767F, and how does UPS's flight between France and Hong Kong support exports? Stay tuned with us as we discuss the top interesting stories of this week from the world of air cargo. I am Nikita Takekar and you are watching Cargo Shots presented by HACTL. The Strat Times is at the Sarit Expo Center in Nairobi, where the highly anticipated Air Cargo Africa and Transport Logistics Africa 2025 is underway. The exhibition and the conference has brought together industry leaders, logistic experts, and transportation professionals from around the world to explore the latest trends and innovations in air cargo, maritime shipping, rail networks, and road transportation. The theme Air Cargo in Africa, primed for growth despite all odds, focuses on Africa's growing air cargo market. The conference delves into key issues such as infrastructure development, e-commerce growth, and sustainability. This premier event is a part of Transport Logistic Trade Fair organized by Messe München. The Strat Times International Awards for Excellence in Air Cargo on Feb 20 recognized 33 leading companies in 17 categories. Larry Coyne, founder of Coyne Airways, wins the Strat Times Lifetime Achievement Award 2025. With a distinguished career spanning finance, management, and aviation, Coyne has championed air cargo liberalization and facilitated industry growth through his leadership and advocacy. Etihad Airways cargo revenue jumps 24% to $1.1 billion in 2024. Etihad Airways recorded a 24% increase in cargo revenue, reaching $1.1 billion for 2024, driven by 12% year-on-year rise in cargo leg tons carried and improved yields in the second half of the year. Cargo tons increased to 646,000 from 579,000 in 2023. Net profit more than tripled to $476 million, supported by strong passenger momentum, a robust recovery in cargo operations, and a significant reduction in net finance costs. Total revenue rose 25% to $6.9 billion. Etihad expanded to 1,700 weekly flights and launched over 20 new destinations, including Boston, Jaipur, and Nairobi. Cash flow from operations nearly doubled to $1.6 billion, reinforcing financial stability. Boeing to transition 767F line to 767-2C, existing 767F operations unaffected. The FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024, signed into law on May 16, grants an emission exemption for new Boeing 767-300 freighters until 2033. However, Boeing has already confirmed plans to end production of the 767F by 2027. A Boeing spokesperson told the Strat Times that the Boeing 767 team currently manufactures both the 767 freighter and 767-2C aircraft on the same production line at the company's Everett, Washington facility. However, starting in 2027, the production will shift exclusively to 767-2C to support the KC-46A tanker program. The 767F does not meet the stricter environmental standards set by the EPA and other regulations for the new aircraft effective 2028. The FAA's fuel efficiency rules align with the ICAO standards, which apply to production rather than operation, meaning the existing fleet remains unaffected. While it was once thought that the 767Fs built from 2028 would be limited to US operations, but this is not the case. As of the January 31, 2025, Boeing has 35 unfilled 767F orders, including 10 from FedEx, 17 from UPS, and 8 from unidentified customer. Meanwhile, Boeing has delivered its 100 completed 767-300 Boeing converted freighter to SF Airlines, which operates the world's largest 767-300 BCF fleet. The aircraft, featuring a special emblem, was unveiled at GEMCO in Guangzhou on February 14th, where it was converted. SF Airlines has been using the 767-300 BCF since 2016 as a key part of its expanding network. Boeing and GEMCO highlighted the milestone as a testament to their collaboration in the freighter conversion program. Cargojet revenue hits $1 billion in 2024. Net earnings nearly triple. Canadian all-cargo carrier Cargojet reported a 14% increase in revenue, reaching $1 billion in 2024, driven by higher charter revenues up by $58.7 million. ACMI revenue increasing by $36.5 million and domestic network revenue rising by $20.9 million. Net earnings nearly tripled to $108.4 million compared to $37.3 million in 2023. Cargojet's all-in charter revenue surged 58.8% to $158.6 million, mainly due to new scheduled charter services between China and Canada. Fourth quarter revenue climbed 32% to $293.2 million, with net earnings at $71.2 million, recovering from a $34.9 million net loss in Q4 2023. The company is converting 3 Boeing 767-300s set for fleet induction in 2025. The first 2 freighters will be delivered by Q1 and the third by Q3. Additionally, it is acquiring factory-built freighter also arriving by Q1 2025. A leased Boeing 767-200 will be returned in April 2025 to optimize the fleet for operations, maintenance, and growth. Cargojet also owns feedstock for 2 more freighters available for conversion as needed. UPS adds new France-Hong Kong flight to meet export demand. UPS has added a new flight between Charles de Gaulle Airport and Hong Kong International Airport, operating 5 times a week to support increasing export demand from French businesses. Hong Kong is a key market for high fashion, food and drink, aerospace, dental, and pharmaceutical sector. Michiel Van Veen, Managing Director for Benelux and France at UPS, emphasized that fast and reliable logistics are crucial for businesses to stay competitive. France remains the largest exporter of wine and food products to Hong Kong and Asia, but faces rising competition from other European markets. UPS has expanded its global operations, adding over 200 flights from Asia Pacific to Europe and the US to meet the rising demand. Brussels Airport kicks off 2025 with 8% cargo volume growth. Brussels Airport recorded an 8% rise in total cargo volumes in January 2025. Handling 59,385 tons, air cargo volumes increased by 11% to around 51,000 tons, with full freight up 4%, belly cargo up 9%, and integrated services surging 20%. However, trucked cargo volumes saw a 9% decline. The number of cargo flights also rose 14% year over year. For the full year in 2024, Brussels Airport handled around 733,000 tons of cargo, marking a 5% increase compared to 2023. Flown cargo mirrored the global trend, recording a 5% annual rise. December 2024 saw a 38% surge in total cargo volumes, reaching around 70,000 tons, fueled by a year-end peak and expanded operations by LATAM Cargo. The airport welcomed 4 new cargo airlines in 2024: LATAM Cargo, Lufthansa Cargo, Far Cargo, and Virgin Atlantic. Further strengthening its freight operations, Asia remained the top import and export region, followed by Africa and North America. Thank you for joining us on this week's Cargo Shots. Stay updated by hitting the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and visiting www.stattimes.com for daily news updates. We'll be back next week with a new episode of Cargo Shots featuring more interesting stories.
You've been watching Cargo Shots from the Strait Times, presented by HACTL. See you next week with more updates from the air cargo and logistics industry.